coast was designated a Natural World Heritage Site, only the second in the UK. It stretches 153 kilometres from Orcombe Point near Exmouth to Old Harry Rocks near Swanage in Dorset. Its entire length can be walked on the southwest coast path. There is another way you can get really close to this magnificent coastline, which involves taking to the water.
This has got to be the best way to experience this beautiful coastline. There are sights here you can only truly appreciate from the water, which is why I'm out here today with my guide Nobby, and I suppose my skipper as well, Nobby. Where exactly are we at the moment?
Okay, Joe, we're on the Jurassic coast, and we've just come out of Lulworth Cove, and we're just going past Stairhole and Blowhole.
The rock formations are incredible. I mean, looking at the holes and also the lines in the rock, what's so special about this part of the coastline?
It's so special because it shows the Earth's history. So you've got the different layers, and here in this section, Joe, you've got 145 million years of stone.
So there are different types of rock here. I mean, what am I actually looking at physically in front of me?
Okay, so you've got Portland stone. And then behind the Portland stone, you've got the Purbeck stone. And then you go into the Weldon beds, and then into the chalk.
And I've obviously heard of Portland stone. It's quite well known, isn't it?
It's world famous, Joe. It's used on St. Paul's Cathedral. They've sent some benches over to the 9/11 Memorial in New York. And it's also used on the majority of Commonwealth war graves.
And so, what sort of period are we talking about with these different rocks you've mentioned?
Okay, so what you got is it starts off in Devon, which is the oldest stone is, over 200 million years old. Comes round to Portland and Lulworth, which is about 145 million years old, and carries on through to Old Harry, where the youngest stone is, at about 75 million years old.
My goodness, so it's a mere baby at 75 million years old.
Just a baby.
Gosh. And this must be an amazing place to work as you do, giving these tours, because not only do you see fantastic sights, and the rocks are stunning, but also there must be an abundance of wildlife around here. What sort of stuff is there?
Yeah, you can see quite a lot of wildlife. You can get pods of porpoises and dolphins. You can get seals off around here. And lately there's been signs of Portuguese man-o'-war, jellyfish.
And what about above the waves? What sort of wildlife can you see?
Yeah, you've got loads of birds off around here, Joe. You've got from cormorants and shags, terns, oyster catchers. You've even got a pair of peregrine falcons that live in St. Oswald's Bay here.
Really? And you can see them as you're sort of paddling along? They come off the rocks, do they?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
And aren't they supposed to be really fast?
Yeah, they are. They've been clocked at doing over 200 miles an hour, and they can do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds.
My goodness. It's quite nice being down as low as this, though, because I like seeing the wind just ripple on the waves in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite a sight, isn't it?
It is lovely.
I imagine it's ever-changing, this coastline, isn't it?
Yeah, because I always see it at different times of the day, so it's different tides, different lights, so I'm always spotting new stuff. OK, Joe, on your right here, you've got the dragon. So you start off the low end here, that's the tail.
Right.
You go up the dragon's back to the top, and then as you go down to the dragon's neck, and then you've got the head, and at the end, Joe, where the dragon's having a drink, that's Durdle Door.
It's just one of those iconic locations.
Yeah, they say it's one of the most photographed landmarks in Britain.
So this is it, the hidden gem,
So
the best way to see Durdle Door.
We're going through the door.
Isn't that amazing? What a structure. Do you know what? I find this quite a spiritual place. It's so calm here. It's quite windy out there.
Yeah.
And suddenly you come in, you've got this amazing structure.
Yeah.
And just sit here in calm waters and take it in.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Further down the coast is Weymouth. John Craven in Weymouth. I'm continuing my kayak adventure along the Jurassic coastline with skipper and guide Nobby.
Now this looks very interesting up here. What's the gap in the rock there?
That's called Bat's Hole, that one, Joe. Yeah, there's a bit of weakness in the chalk, and there's a little hole that's cut through, and we can paddle right through onto the other side.
So you can actually go through it on a kayak?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the kayaks, Joe.
Awesome. So you're right, so all this stuff comes across.
Yeah, can you see the seam?
And it's a seam.
Yeah.
And one day that might just give way.
Along that seam, that'll just drop, and then you end up with another stack.
So this is a sort of pinnacle in the making, a stack of its own.
Yeah. And then the scenery changed dramatically again to these high cliffs.
Nobby's keen to show me Bat's Head Beach, which you can only reach by boat.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Not the most glamorous of landings. So, got the whole beach to ourselves. This is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the only way you can get round this bit, Joe. Right, here you go. Well-earned break and refreshments.
Lovely, thank you very much. And I noticed when we came round, there's a whole flock of birds. I think there were some cormorants over there. There is a responsibility, isn't there, when you're kind of solo kayaking or whatever you're doing, if you're coming here, to try not to disturb the wildlife, I suppose.
That's right, that's the beauty of kayaks. They're so environmentally friendly.
I hadn't been sea kayaking before, so is this a, sort of an up-and-coming sport?
It's one of the fastest growing sports in the country, Joe, and it's so easy to get into. And the beauty of these sit-on boats is you haven't got the fear of being trapped in your boat like your average kayak.
Okay, so it's more accessible because people don't sort of have some sort of phobia about doing it.
That's right. If one of these capsizes, you just fall out, land back on the beach, and you're back on your boat. You haven't got to be experienced. Some people that come on the tours, they've not even seen the sea before.
Thank you for showing me around.
Thanks for coming, Joe.
A great start to my journey around Dorset.
From Bat's Head Beach on the Jurassic Coastline, now I'm heading inland to Cernabus, recently named as the most desirable village